Small town kids thinking we had it all. You know we did.
Good afternoon. Rudy Slazewski of the Portland band Tapwater is here ahead of a benefit show tomorrow night. They also the band does their popular sound to weddings, and that's the subject we're starting off with today.
We are, you know, summertime, obviously the busy time for couples to tie the knot, but right now during the spring months, they're busy getting the guest list finalized, the invitations selected and ordered. So we wanted to talk about the modern day do's and don'ts when it comes to inviting your family and your friends to your big day. We have wedding planner Nora Shields with Bridal Bliss in studio to explain. Welcome, Nora.
Thank you.
So let's jump right in. What are some of the common questions that you get as a wedding planner about invitations?
Good question. So the first question that we always get is, when do I send out my invitations? And it's typically 2 months before the wedding is what we recommend, possibly a little bit more if you have many out-of-towners, but we like to see RSVPs come back a good month before the wedding.
Is it ever too soon? I was surprised it's only 2 months.
Well, how about a save the date? Do you recommend to save the date?
Save the dates,
Yeah, that helps.
6 months to a year, anything more than that, and it's a little much. Same with invitations. If you send them too early, they kind of get set aside, and people are like, oh, I'll RSVP later.
I mean, people don't want to know about my wedding 2 years beforehand.
Right?
Well, if you send them too early, the wedding couple may not be the wedding couple by the time it gets to the date.
This is true.
Let's think on a positive.
Look at that outlook for
Key information to include.
Yes, so obviously time, place, all the basics. If we're talking etiquette, which it's up to the couple to decide what etiquette they want to follow, the host is usually up top. So traditionally that used to be the parents of the bride. Now we're seeing more and more couples paying for their own weddings, so sometimes it's just, please join us. Rather than Mr. and Mrs. Jones invite you to the daughter of their
So it's okay to leave off the parents, but maybe have the conversation with them, or what do you think?
Some parents are particular. I think it's a conversation to have. There's different ways to phrase it, so the couple is still inviting, but they include their families as well.
Okay.
So we, along with our families, invite you to join us.
So there's no template anymore?
Oh, there is. There are several.
Really? Oh, there are several.
But many of them are not followed. So etiquette is a bit out the window, but for our more formal events, we definitely have a template. And we'll have a blog post on our site soon just to have a lot of tricks.
Different options.
Yes.
So how much information do you include? Because sometimes you get, you know, the whole invitation suite and it's got so much stuff.
Yes. I recommend putting in a card, a small card that has all the website information, and putting all that information on the website. So like registry information should never be anywhere in your wedding invitations. That belongs on the website. Accommodations, it can get really wordy, so put that on the website as well.
Are you talking individual couples have their own webpage now?
Oh, yes.
I did not realize this.
Where have you been, 1987?
Well, we didn't do that. We got married. Our 4-year anniversary is coming up this summer, but that's common now.
Absolutely.
Well,
so
you'll have
many
to do it again so you can have a
Well,
website.
am I the only person who didn't realize this? Come on.
Heard of the internet?
Oh my gosh.
I do have a question.
Sure.
This was a big one for us, and I know for a lot of people. Is it tacky to put on an invitation, leave the kids at home? And how do you broach that subject? Because that can be, it's a very important for your guest list number.
It is. So technically you're not supposed to mention no kids or adult only or anything like that. It's all done with the way you address the invitation. So if the envelope says Mr. and Mrs. Jones and family, then they know their kids are invited. If it's just Mr. and Mrs. Jones, then it's just the adults.
I still feel like people don't follow that.
And that's why you need a wedding planner, because we call those people and politely tell them it's an adult only.
You stand at the door and bounce them. Go.
Those little ones out.
We've been known to do such things.
And RSVPing, there's an etiquette to that as well.
There is. As soon as you get an invitation, send in the RSVP. Again, make sure that you're only RSVPing for the people invited, and you would be surprised how many people don't actually write their name on an RSVP or the number. So just fill everything out, send it in. It's pre-stamped most likely, so
you know, I was told a trick to number the very back corner of the invitation, so when people don't put their names, you have a master list at home. You can say, oh, invitation number 2 is so and so.
It coincides with the number on the spreadsheet.
That might help. I don't know.
We love that trick.
And you brought some beautiful, some thick invitations. I'm going a pile of invitations.
Yes, so we're going to try to assemble a set of invitations. These are courtesy of Lisa at Crave Design.
Oh, these are gorgeous.
So start with your main invitation here. It has the time, the place, you'll see
Okay.
that everything is spelled out, so
Yes.
there's no abbreviations.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So
Gold
start with
lettering.
that, and then on top of that, we'll put our direction card
The
here.
direction card. Oh my goodness.
Is that the details card?
What
Yes.
can I just put all this on my website?
You could. I'm just making it difficult
That
for you
has its own
today.
envelope?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
So then you have the RSVP card.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
Okay.
this is what your guests will fill out. So you'll
This is
take
what's coming back to me. Okay.
Nora, what do people spend on the average invitation suite for a nice handmade?
It's all over
All
the
over,
place.
yeah.
it
Depends
really
on the
depends
paper
on the paper, the type of printing.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So, excuse me, I got to go back to this details page because I've not seen that before. Rod, you're probably with me. So it's the invitation and then there's the details.
so
Yeah.
this would be in lieu of your website. So I would recommend either a details card or a website.
I'm looking at this to see, does it say bring your own booze? What does it say? Details. All right.
They could afford an open bar with these invitations. So take your RSVP
Yes.
and put it inside the envelope,
this
inside
goes
the
in its own
flap.
envelope.
So not inside, just inside the flap.
just-
so
just-
it sits
okay,
on
all right,
top of
gotcha.
that.
All right.
And then this RSVP should be stamped before they're sent.
Okay.
So
Oh,
you've
right,
got
yeah.
your invitation, you've got your details card, you've got your RSVP.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
fancy
we
little-
have, so this is called a belly band. It just
Okay.
keeps it all together.
belly
A
band.
belly
Belly
band.
band.
I
Yeah,
told
well,
you.
that's-
Another new one for
I
you,
need
Rod,
one of
right?
those.
I need one. A belly band.
We all need one.
I told you I was going to make it difficult
well,
for
dear,
you.
what goes into that? Everything?
Okay, so
No.
then, everything.
Okay, all right.
yep.
All right. Okay.
Oh, how pretty does that look, though?
Isn't that cute?
Beautiful.
Just keeps it all together, especially when you
Yeah.
have so many cards.
And
so
two-
Oh, crap,
you have
wow.
two envelopes. You have an inner and an outer envelope.
Okay.
And this dates back to the days when mail would get dirty being sent. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
you would take off the outer envelope and the inner one would be pristine.
There we go.
But-
And it goes right in.
So,
Okay.
Nora, what's your website?
Wow.
I know you're going to post
yes,
this to your
it's
blog.
bridalbliss.com/blog.
Okay.
And I'll post lots of tricks and ways to
Kathy,
adjust
let me take
envelopes.
this. You guys go talk
Well,
to the engagement rings.
I think I'm going
All
on the
right.
website myself, Rod. What do you say?
Well, yeah, I'm a believer in that now. Holy cow. All right.
Hey, let's back up a bit
Yeah.
to the engagement ring.
Gotta
You know,
get
We're
engaged.
planning the wedding, but
Yeah.
first you have to get engaged.
Step
And
one.
Apparently, couples these days are